what gave you the idea to do this? Is a cool fucking concept for a podcast. I really dig it.
Well, Mike and I don't get a chance to like really hang with each other because he's on the road and I got my landscaping business, and so it kind of like was born out of he always wanted to do one with the T's, right?
Yeah, and we just never had a.
Yeah.
I don't know. I bought shit. I brought it out, and I'm like, "Hey guys, it's time to do a podcast." They're like, "What are we doing? What's the theme?" I'm like, "I don't know. Let's just talk." They're like, "You need a theme, dude."
No, you don't.
And I was like, "All right, let's talk about movies." They're like, "Nah, go fuck yourself."
Yeah, so it got complicated with them. So then I'm just like, let's just go for it. So I started buying shit,
life and music, and it's cool.
Yeah, like I found like if you don't just do it, like buy shit and go for it, like don't try to think about it too much. You know what I mean?
If you overthink, you get stuck. Yeah.
And the fun thing is like we're not trying to be like regimented. Like we are trying to get this off the ground and like be more. I think, you know, at some point like have it be on YouTube with video footage and all this stuff. But for right now, like it's just a fun way to hang out and like get to know people. And, you know, it's been working really, really well. Plus, it's a good platform to like talk about the artists and try to like help. We try to help you guys as much as possible, or us. You know what I mean? To like get it out there. And,
so awesome.
Yeah, super fucking kick ass. We
See,
always.
This is where we're gonna have to edit because we fucked this up. So many times.
I didn't know we were rolling.
Yeah. Welcome to another episode of To the Bottom. Today's guest is Steve Knecht.
He's a singer, guitar player, songwriter in
The Burning Lights.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome.
We're uncensored today.
We're at the Dump in Lombard. It's a furniture store.
They don't know we're here. We don't have any kind of approval.
It's pouring fucking rain. I mean, maybe the awning has something to do with it. They might, you know, what the fuck is going on out there. But other than that,
knock on the door.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's to be determined. Yeah, to be determined. So Steve, let's maybe start a little bit with let's start with currently what's going on with the Burning Lights.
Yes, so we have let me go back a little bit. We have a debut record out. It's called Hello Anxiety, and then we put out a live album recorded at a sleeping village in Chicago a little bit after that, and right now we're writing album number 2 and have enough songs for a little mini EP thing as well, probably before that.
Who is all in the band?
It's Gary Zucker on drums and Luke Freeze on bass and backing vocals, and then myself, I sing and play guitar.
Kick ass. And you're the main songwriter, 100%?
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Now, is it true that you guys all met at Berklee School of Music?
Yeah, we met there, and we're all a year apart. I think Gary's 1 year younger than me, and Luke is 2 years, so we were all in like different classes, but we all met through just like shows and friends and parties and local scene out there.
Are you guys fresh? How many years you been out of Berklee?
I gotta do math. Hold on.
Yeah, that's all right.
8 years? 7.5 years?
Okay.
For me.
See, there you go. It's more than 4.
Yeah, it's
more than 4. Know how to count to 4. That's about it.
It's all we need.
I've done well so far.
How was your experience at Berklee? How, like, when I hear someone went to the Berklee School of Music, if that's what it's called, right? Berklee School of Music?
I think, Berklee College of Music. Same
College
thing.
Music.
It's the same.
Yeah, whatever.
I think they're just Berklee now.
For you fucking...
They dropped the fucking...
Yeah, virtuoso motherfuckers. You know, I'm in a punk band and I play 3 chords. But, you know, did you go for actually guitar, or did you go for more like music, or...
Yeah, so they make you pick I don't know if they still do, but they made you pick like a principal instrument that you like audition on and audition for, and then like study while you're there. So it was guitar for me, and then I studied the professional music track, which was just a long story short, a whole bunch of different things. You can kind of craft your own major, so I kind of focused on songwriting and then music business.
Okay.
And then took all the core stuff and all the, all that type of stuff.
How much guitar playing through the 4 years of school?
A lot.
Yeah?
A ton, which was cool because, going into it, I was told that, you think you're hot shit and you're going to get there and be the fucking worst at, like, guitar. And I was like, nah, I'm the greatest. I can shred licks. I was like, wow, I fucking suck when I got there. And I had to practice so hard.
Really?
It's so much to just, like, keep up. So much.
Is there like a picture of John Mayer like on the pillows and shit of like the cafeteria or anything like that I should know about?
I didn't see anything personally.
Okay.
But maybe deep within the bowels of the school, there's a treasure trove of mayor fucking content.
For our listeners right now, we are in the RV. It is pouring fucking rain outside in Chicago, so
It's cold, though.
It's
vibe.
cool though. Yeah, it sounds romantic, I think. And we're all, at least Steve and I, are getting over. We're well on our way of becoming well from not feeling too good.
On the way.
On the way.
In the
On
right
way
direction.
up. Right,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So, tomorrow, we're getting ready to get on a plane. What time I got to be at your house? 8?
Sure.
Sure. And we're going to LA to play a show at
TLB,
Hotel
right?
Cafe with TLB. And can't wait to see my brother as always.
Yeah.
And and Tom. And Mike is the new bass player for TLB.
That's right.
And we haven't practiced once. And we can't wait to fucking show up and rock the shit out of this place.
Hell yeah.
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 It'll be cool.
It's going to be really great. You guys have any shows coming up?
Not at the moment, but we will have some stuff to announce soon. We can't say a lot about yet.
Ooh.
Secret shit.
More on the way.
How did your show
Hey,
go
who you
at the
calling a
Tivoli Bowl?
moron? What?
What's that?
Who you calling the moron? How was your show at the Tivoli Bowl?
That was awesome.
Was it?
That was a really cool show. You never know what to expect. That one, that was packed. It was just so much fun. It was with our buddies in Found, all caps with a period at the end. They were a couple different band names in the past. They kind of rebranded, and it was their first show under the new name, and they were sick. It was super cool. And then we played, and a couple other bands. It was just so much fun. I was very, very sick at that show as well, so I just sweat bullets the whole time. And
Probably why you're feeling better, because you sweated it
sweat
out.
all out.
Yeah, right.
And in a tight, DIY space like that with the lights like right on you and the amps throwing heat, I was just like, I'm melting up here.
Right.
It was a really fun show. It was one of the most fun shows we played in a long time.
I want to get back into a little bit of the Chicago music scene through your eyes now, presently. But before we dip into that, what's your gear setup like? What kind of guitar are you playing? Is it true your dad has built your guitars or bought your guitars?
Yeah, my dad has built a lot of what I play, which is really, really super cool. Now, the technical side of all of that gear, he knows all that stuff a little bit better than me, how he built it, what's in there, all that type of technical stuff. I show up and just try to not play the wrong notes.
Right.
But it's like a Telly style guitar.
Yeah, I played it. It's badass guitar.
It's sick.
Did you start out on guitar? Is that your first instrument?
I started off on piano.
Okay.
Taught by my grandfather, who passed away just a couple days ago. We were talking.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear
about
that.
that.
No, thank you guys. So I started on piano and kind of got like a little bit of like the proper, training through that, and that got ingrained into my brain real young, like 5-6 years old. So there was that little bit of kind of theory background that I think when you do that real young, it kind of sticks a little better.
Yeah.
And when you're a kid, at the time, not always, but sometimes like, boring, But it was cool. It was cool, especially in hindsight. And then that gave me the tools to kind of be like, oh, I picked up a guitar and I kind of sort of understood it a little bit. And like what the notes were and kind of how things work a little bit.
Yeah.
It was cool.
How old were you when you picked up a guitar?
Probably like 8 or 9.
Oh, wow.
And then I didn't start getting lessons till like 12 or 13. So then I had to kind of relearn how to do everything the right way.
Yep.
Holding the pick and
Yep.
not fucking up my my left hand,
Yep.
my wrist.
Sure.
Kind of relearned it. Yeah.
What was your first guitar? Was it one that your dad built?
No, that was because he started doing that recently. So
Okay.
that would have been some little like Yamaha electric,
Ooh, nice.
like black.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Then this acoustic guitar I had from like a garage sale. I can't remember what brand.
I love it. Everybody's got
Yeah.
some kind
It was
of
sick.
off-brand,
Yeah.
It's way too big. I couldn't hold it.
The amp that you're currently using, is that a Bad Cat?
It's a Bad Cat,
Okay, and is that like modified at all, or is that straight up?
straight up.
Okay.
And it sounds so good.
Yeah, I know.
It's the best tone. I've been like chasing tone for a decade.
Yeah.
And I think I found it.
Any
with Bad Cat.
pedals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this Archer pedal, kind of like a gain boost, a little bit of distortion thing. MXR delay on there. My favorite pedal in the world is Strymon. They have a Flint. It's like this cavernous reverb. It's got a tremolo thing in there. I just abuse the shit out of the reverb pedal for sure.
You have such a cool, distinct guitar tone, and I was just kind of curious, like, what it is that you're pumping through that besides the Bad Cat, because I just, like, there's something, like, you definitely have it dialed in because it sounds great.
Well, and there's like I turned the decay up on that thing all the way, and then between songs kind of just let some notes fill the empty space.
Fuck, yeah.
So then it's not awkward when I'm tuning for a very long time.
Yeah.
Because I love capos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm moving the capo around and tuning just all the time.
As Darren would say, that's very punk rock of you.
Yeah, capo on the electric guitar.
I love it.
I love capos. Fuck.
Is your like, I kind of know this a little bit already, but for our listeners, like, so it was your grandfather, and like, did your dad play at all?
My dad did not play at all.
Okay.
Nothing. He claims he has no musical ability whatsoever.
But he'll build a guitar.
Yeah, he'll build a guitar. Yeah, which I could never do.
Yeah.
Even if he had a gun to my head, couldn't do it. There's a little musical ability on my mom's side. My mom she played the organ.
Right.
So there's some there too.
Didn't somebody play cello though, or strings or something?
Probably my grandfather. He played everything.
Okay.
My dad's father. He just learned every instrument throughout he did everything. Yeah. Crazy.
So what was the musical landscape that was pumping through your ears as a kid growing up? Like, what kind of music was playing?
Youngest memories?
Yeah.
Well, there was a lot of music on at home all the time. My dad would always have on Stevie Ray Vaughan got like ingrained in my head real young, which is a good thing to get ingrained into your head.
Oh yeah.
Fueled the interest in guitar.
Yeah.
He always have like the Bodines and Counting Crows and Bare Naked Ladies.
For a guy
sick. It's awesome.
For a guy that doesn't play music, your dad's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Like, you would think he was a freaking musician.
Blues, rock, punk,
Yeah.
jazz. Just listens. He likes everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciates music. Yeah.
I love. He's always been so kind to Darren and I love him. Well, our whole band, I love seeing him out there supporting you. I think it's so kick ass. You know.
It's cool.
How do you feel about the Chicago music scene now?
I love it. I think we've played with a lot of really cool bands, and it's a little different. I was in Boston for so long. I studied at school for 4 years, and then kind of stayed out there, and we kind of started the Burning Lights out there. Bunch of lineup changes, sort of a rotating door for a while. The pandemic happened, and then I ended up back here. But now we've had the same lineup for 2 years, and the scene. I mean, I don't know enough about it. There are cool bands out there still, and there's cool stuff happening. I think.
I the reason why I'm asking is because obviously, my first band was 25 years ago,
right?
When I met Mike, and maybe even a little bit longer than that. And then he's in a whole different genre of traveling with music these days, and I'm doing TLB and One Life and stuff or whatever, but I'm kind of removed from the Chicago music scene a little bit. Like, I know there's so many new up and band. Like, there should be bands I should be paying attention to. Is there anybody that sticks out to you that's like, holy shit, I should probably check out?
Well, one of my favorite bands that have been around here for a while now, the Kickback.
Oh,
the Kickback are fucking insane.
Have heard of them. Yes.
They're really good. They were from, I don't want to get it wrong, they're either from North Dakota or South Dakota originally, and they moved here and started pursuing music in and around Chicago. Put out 2 really awesome albums and took a very long break, but now they're back. And we played with them, was very stoked to play with them a year or 2 ago at it was the Sleeping Village show where we recorded the live album. And they are really cool.
The coolest. The Sleeping Village show, that was the one that was on or Facebook or something like that?
I think so, yeah.
And there's a live performance. I watched it.
Oh, that was from...
that something different?
That was from The Bunker.
Oh, The Bunker, yeah.
Yeah.
Kick-ass.
Which is also cool. Thank you.
Very, very cool.
We have we did 10 songs over there. It's pro shot. It's cool.
Super cool. Sweet. What I always find about those things is that, they're very difficult to... you never know what you're going to sound like, so when you see yourself playing back and you hear yourself or whatever, and I thought that one was dialed in pretty good.
It was dialed in for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Mike?
So when you first start seeking out music on your own and finding your own kind of thing, what are you listening to? What are you buying?
God, I'm going to have to actually think about it because there's so much music I love and I always forget some of my favorites. And then later I'm like, oh, fuck.
Well, I think you were probably, 14, 15.
So now you're going off and, I mean, we'll bring it back to local. I got heavily into Lucky Boys Confusion and AM Taxi and Super Happy Fun Club and The Scissors and Playing White Tees and Tailbit for Real. And just listen to that whole scene of The Frantic, Danger's My Middle Name, just that whole scene of, and just love that stuff.
What is Kyle D doing right now from Frantic? That fucking guy... He's a mystery. I love that kid. Yeah. Anyways, all right, yeah. Boom.
So I got, like, 14, 15 was heavily into that stuff. Got really into Green Day. Amazing.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
I mean, shit. Everyone's.
Yeah, everyone's favorite band. And then I just got into so much more. I'm wearing this band Turnover. They have a record called Peripheral Vision, one of my favorites. This guy Tycho. It's kind of like, I wouldn't say electronic, kind of post-rocky electronic ambient chill pop. Love Tycho. Got heavily into like the 1975 and Oasis, Ryan Adams, The Replacements, Saves the Day, The Dangerous Summer, The Menzingers.
Some good taste there, Steve.
Thanks.
Yeah, some great taste. When you recorded, who was the guy from Saves the Day? Was it the guitar player?
Yeah, Arun.
Yeah. Okay, so he produced...
the debut album, the full length, Hello Anxiety.
Okay.
We did that at his studio in just outside of Nashville.
How did that all come about?
I think I had just seen Save so many times that one time we were hanging out after a show and he was like, I sort of know who you are from just like talking online and seeing me around. And then we got to talking. I'm like, we're trying to record a full length. We had like a single out, another single, and then like this 2-song thing. We had 4 songs out. I'm like, we have a lot of tunes and we'd like to kind of record them and release them. He's like, well, I have the studio now. We could probably get something going. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Worked out. Sweet. And it was great. It was cool. It sounds awesome. It turned out great.
Yeah. And he produced?
He produced and mixed, and it's got a real like raw, old school, almost like to tape sound.
Yeah.
Super rock and roll. Really cool. And very different than what the first 4 songs sounded like, which were done with Paul Leavitt, who did All Time Low and The Dangerous Summer. That was in Baltimore, and those are very polished and like radio ready.
Yeah.
Totally different sound. But I never want to do the same thing twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you don't fuck around. That you everything that
Thank you. That's a big compliment. For real, thank you. I try not to fuck around. Sometimes I fuck around. But.
Everything you do, well, I mean, there's 2 sides to that.
There's 2 sides to fucking around.
Yeah,
but if you're fucking around with purpose, then you're good.
Yeah, right. Well, and that's something that I've always admired about you is that your music number 1, but your business number 2. Like, you're not going to waste your time on you're very calculated. Like, I know I want this to sound like this. I'm gonna find the fucking guy I can find to do this for me.
Yeah.
And I like that you just don't waste time, that you get right down to it. You find what you need to be successful and you go after that, and then like the result is always fucking amazing.
To a fault, I hear something in my head so specific. Yeah. That sometimes there's no room for like, and that's what we kind of learned making that album, was just kind of like go with the flow and just like collaborate a little bit and trust the process. Don't be so stuck with like it has to be this way or this way or this way.
Right.
So it led to some tension, and then we made a good record though. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
What is your process when it comes to songwriting? Do you have like a methodology that you kind of adhere to, or is it kind of just whatever happens, or a mixture of that? Or?
It's one of those, whatever happens. It's different every time, because sometimes I'll just like I'll be sitting at the piano or keyboard, whatever, and come up with a little melody or a little riff, or I'll have a guitar riff that's really, really cool and kind of build around that, or I'll have some lyrics that don't really have a melody, but like the words really pop, and I'm like, there's a rhythm to that.
Yeah.
Kind of build around that. It's different every time, which I think keeps it fresh.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool that way.
Is your shit, when you write lyrics, is it pretty personal, or is it more
a little bit of each? I'd say mostly personal stuff. Yeah,
because you're a really deep guy.
Thanks.
Like you really put yourself out there.
Thanks, man.
And
he doesn't fuck around.
He doesn't fuck around.
Full circle.
That's that's why you're so loved in our music community, is because like, a lot of bands kind of come and go and start new ones or whatever, but like you've been like fucking gunning for it, like full. You haven't taken your foot off the gas since fucking you started and we met you. And I think like it's really interesting to kind of see like where you started when we first met you and where you are now. And I just always appreciate your work ethic. I think you're
Thanks,
fucking,
man.
You're fucking, I don't know what it is about what you do, but it's like your vibes that you put out and how you're so positive and shit. It's just like,
I try. I try.
Feel like I need to slap you every once in a while and be like, be depressed, dude, a little bit.
That all comes out in the songs, the emo lyrics. Work through it that way. Yeah.
Do you, with the Chicago music scene, getting back to that a little bit more, like, what are you finding frustrating out there?
It's just, I think post-pandemic things are a little different. It was just hard at first to, get on shows. Things are different than they were, and we had some good traction in Boston, and it just sort of fell off when 2 years went by, and we lost that. We were kind of like not having to struggle anymore. We were getting gig offers all the time, just like half a dozen offers in a week, or just like booking up the year. Yeah, and we were like going like this, and then we kind of like reformed here. Long time went by. I moved home for a bunch of reasons, and then just kind of reformed the lineup here, and I'm grateful that I did, because Gary's incredible on drums and Luke's incredible on bass.
Yeah, I have yet to see you guys, I think, as this lineup.
It's cool. Well, at Concord.
Yes.
I think,
okay. Yeah. You guys. Were, so I have.
And they're the best.
Yeah.
But I got way off topic. What was the original question?
just no. I mean, you're right. You're right in there.
I spiraled.
I'm just curious,
as one does.
What it's like to somebody that might be listening right now that's in a band that's maybe kind of like trying.
Oh right, yeah.
Like things are so different than they were for Mike and I, and us. I'm kind of curious what it feels like to be in the Chicago music scene, to be out there booking gigs. I think a lot of your struggles that you were having trying to get gigs and stuff like that, like you were saying, is because there was a backlog after pandemic.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So people were owed shows and whatever else that were, So that kind of really screwed things up a little bit. But going forward now, since we've been out of it a little bit, I'm just kind of curious, like, what it's like to be a band in Chicago,
I mean, the shows, when we do play them, are cool. Getting to that point, is certain venues aren't there anymore. A lot of them are. But it's not the same people who, would have booked us before, so we're trying to reestablish contact and just trying to play all the time, because like right now we played a handful of really cool shows in December and then in February, and a little bit of a lull right now as it happens. But just staying in a way where you're playing constantly, because we always want to be playing shows. And building traction, and it's just tough to get those shows to happen, I think, and then make enough money doing it to
Yeah. Well, my brother told me this morning that his favorite band, Murder by Death, is one of his favorite bands. I don't know if he has like a favorite per se, but he told me that they are hanging it up.
Really?
And I was like really surprised to hear this. They're like, I don't know if you ever heard of Murder by Death or not, but they're like, fuck. They're just this unique thing from Indiana that like I don't know, many people can't touch. And I was like, dude, why are they hanging it up? And he's like, because they can't survive. It's so difficult for them to try to make a buck. And they're well-established, been around, and they can't make freaking any money. And they're like, this is just not even worth it anymore. I might as well just stay at home and make records and call it a day.
So they're going to make records, but being a live act.
The live act is like, this is their last tour, and I don't really know, because it was just kind of a quick little phone call this morning. He just had mentioned that, so I don't really know their plans, but I know that this is their last tour.
Okay.
So, and it's due to not being able to make money.
Well, that sucks.
So they're being replaced by AI.
Right. Basically, yeah.
Like we all are.
It's a weird, fucked up world right now.
Yeah, it really is, yeah. But
it's getting weirder.
It doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to be.
Where's your fucking positivity?
We're keeping it real. Yeah. We're keeping it real here.
Jeez.
Yeah. The one good thing is AI will never replace live music.
No. That's right.
Knock on fucking wood. Who knows what, I mean,
unless you get a
Showbiz Pizza
robot.
The Showbiz Pizza band might make a comeback as an all AI kind of thing, but
right. Yeah.
But yeah, live music might be our one kind of saving grace.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure.
It's hard to keep it real and raw and honest out there with a lot of the noise on social media and just in the news and the media in general.
Yeah, I mean, things, it seems, have always kind of been tough for musicians, but going back, from decade to decade, from the 80s to the 90s to the 2000s, like it's gotten really hard,
It's gotten worse, in a way, yeah.
I think that's like an interesting thing to kind of talk about a little bit is the money aspect of it. Like, no one's making money off Spotify. Nobody's making money off. I mean, you might be making money off YouTube.
I don't know if I would say nobody.
Somebody is.
Somebody's making money, but it ain't us.
It's not me.
But I think, like, so how do you, this is more of the question is how do you feel about selling records, merch, and stuff like that in a world where everyone's out there paying, a lot more to come to a show?
Yeah.
We have to charge a lot more for the t-shirts, a lot more for the records and stuff like that. And we want people to buy our stuff, obviously, because that's how we're going to be able to put gas in the car to get to the next show.
Yep.
But how does that sit with you? Like, I guess from my perspective, if I go see your band, I'm going to buy it regardless one way or another. Yeah. So I guess it's kind of a stupid question, but it's just like I feel like almost like I'm begging people to buy something from TLB or One Life or whatever, It's almost uncomfortable, making stories constantly for Instagram with a link being like, sign up for the Patreon, download the stuff on Bandcamp, please buy a t-shirt from the store if you're not going to get it at the show, please. Right.
It's weird because the point is that people like connect with the songs and feel something from the lyrics and enjoy the music. That's the whole point.
Right.
So it's kind of weird to be like, hey, give us money on Patreon, but for real, you got to do it. Please.
Yeah.
I'm begging you. It's weird.
Yeah.
And we appreciate it's cool. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
We need that support, but it's
like
weird.
being a fan of a band or an artist used to mean buying their shirts, buying their, CDs, tapes, albums, whatever.
Bumper stickers, whatever it may be.
And now it kind of just means, following the band on TikTok.
Yeah.
And you get everything you need. You're fulfilled as a fan. Like, I got my daily fix, I'm a huge fan, but that doesn't really translate into, letting the artist survive.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think any artist right now currently that's making music or doing art or whatever it might be would just be so grateful just to have enough to be able to make the next record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like almost you have to have like 3 jobs in order just to make a record.
I just want to write songs and put them out and have people fucking hear them.
Right. Yeah. I mean, sure, we can record on our laptop and we can do that and this and that, but there's nothing like the experience of being in a studio with a producer or somebody. It's like someone trying to bring the best out of you.
Yeah.
And, it takes money to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
To give this kind of, we all could sit in our basements with a laptop, sure, but half of us don't even know how to work that software, and you're not going to get the best result for the song that you probably could. I don't know, it's interesting. I've been really kind of diving deep. I've been feeling like in my own bands, kind of like I feel like I'm almost like begging people to buy stuff for us to keep going, and I'm starting to feel, like you said, uncomfortable is the best word. I'm starting to feel a little uncomfortable about it, and I just wonder if anyone else feels that way.
Yeah, because a lot of people are struggling, and then I'm like, don't asking to spend your hard-earned money. I'm like, give us money now.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Right. Yeah. Well, you better fucking give us some money, because otherwise you ain't gonna get no more.
Yeah, it's like when you're competing with free. That's kind of the problem. Is like I could spend my money on that, but I already can get everything I fucking need, entertainment wise for free.
Yeah.
With the click of a button or whatever, or I tell Alexa to play whatever.
Yeah.
How do you see yourself moving forward? What do you think the key role, like key components to your music career? What do you think needs to happen in order for you to be able to get over onto the next level?
First thing I would say, I just want to keep at it. Don't slow down. I just keep writing and keep trying to play shows and keep doing the thing just constantly and just try not to take a break. But there's also like the mental health component of like sometimes I need a little bit of a break because it's driving me crazy.
Sure.
And so I was thinking the other day, like, even if like start a side project, get into some other, just put out some acoustic stuff, put out some fucking, my buddy got me really into ambient music, put out like an ambient EP, just like do something different to like channel that creativity without going insane, going really hard at one thing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's all about staying creative, period. Yeah. My brother told me a really great story. I always bring up my brother. I'm not really sure why. I love that kid.
Darren's the best.
Yeah. But he said something about, what is that guy's name? What's the late night show? Dude, there's like a lot of them, but... not Jimmy Kimmel, but the other
one.
Fallon. He's like, dude, Fallon, he got to meet Fallon a couple of weeks back, and he said, That one guy's advice to him was basically, I used to stand in the grocery store and tell jokes to people coming into the grocery store before I was on Saturday Night Live. And he's like, you want to talk about like wondering if it's ever going to happen? And he's like, my only advice to anyone right now is you just keep telling those jokes, because one day someone's going to walk into that grocery store and you're going to be on Saturday Night Live,
That's
or whatever.
crazy.
He's
That's
like,
an awesome story.
Next thing you know, Eric is standing in the produce section of Jewel telling every lady that walks in, nice melons. And
I know you want to buy some melons from me, girl. 25 cents. Well, wait, hang on.
That's a pretty good deal on melons.
that's in this economy. Holy
2025 melons?
50 cents for
God
two.
Damn.
Melons, they usually come in a pair, right?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
okay.
no. I mean,
Oh, jeez. I know you want to buy some melons from me, girl. Could you imagine walking into Jewel and seeing me with like a sombrero?
yeah, I can imagine that.
Singing
I'm
that?
imagining that right now.
Yeah.
I would go
think
to
after-
Jewel even more than I already
That's
do.
That's how I'm gonna break through, guys.
Now we know what we're doing after the podcast.
Yeah. Get some melons, cantaloupe, that whole family of
Yeah.
Were you gonna say something?
fruits.
So outside of music, speaking of keeping your sanity and mental health, what are your hobbies?
I got really into watching hockey.
Fuck yeah, bro.
I got really into watching hockey. It was something to do during the pandemic because they were doing games, but they were doing it with no audiences. They were just playing to empty arenas. And at the time, I was working as a screener at a hospital, taking temperatures and screening people at the door to see if they had COVID symptoms and fit testing the nurses and doing all that stuff. And that was a lot. And dealing with the general public was a lot. And it was almost just like the inability to play shows or do anything musically. I almost slowed everybody else. Like, I wrote so much, I did so much. I did the opposite, where I was like, writing bummed me out because there was nothing I could do with these songs right now. So I was like, I need something to do besides like take temps and have people fucking scream at me for taking their temperature. So I started watching the Blackhawks a lot because I was a casual hockey fan through a couple buddies of mine. They all love hockey, and I was never into sports of any kind. I got so into it, and I've watched every Blackhawks game since. Every time I've been free, every night.
So I've been playing my entire life, and I can't. It's really hard to watch the game because I want to be playing.
Yeah, right.
So I skate currently every Thursday night right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, right over here in Willowbrook. You should.
I have no athletic
was
ability.
gonna
Or I
ask.
totally would.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you actually skate.
I tried recently. It went less bad than I thought it would go.
Yeah,
And I'll leave it at that.
I mean, I think the thing is, it's just like you just pick up a stick and some skates and you just go for it. Like you'll figure it out.
Nah.
Surprisingly, there's
Nah.
a store right around the. No, you don't have it in you.
No, I mean, dude, me and Tone Deaf Joe used to play street hockey and stuff, and then took it to the ice. I could never skate backwards at all. Fall flat on my ass. So the
Okay.
end,
I can barely skate forward.
Yeah,
So you're already
same. Doing a hockey stop? No freaking way.
It's crazy.
Well, shit. So did you?
Hockey's crazy.
Did you get season tickets, or
No.
did you just pay to
No,
go to
God,
every
no.
game?
No, I would love to. The price of those things. It's crazy. So I'm usually in the very top section.
Oh, yeah.
At the very top.
But
It's cool. You wait till like the day of. You get a good deal.
Yeah, right.
And plus, my schedule, so it changes all the time. So it's especially with gigs and whatever. So it's best to just wait till the day of. And if I have nothing going on, I look, and the tickets way cheap the day of.
Yeah.
That top section.
Well, we got to go to a game, man.
Yes.
Yeah. I would enjoy it going with you because you're so into it. Because, like, I go,
I love it.
I'm into it, but it's just like, once you're there and you're high-fiving when they score and they win and shit, it's great.
Yeah.
But it's like, fuck, man, I just want to be out there fucking ripping it up right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like every time we go to a concert, you're like, this is awesome, but I wish I was playing.
Right.
Yeah. I get it.
I just had that in me where it's like, like the last couple concerts we've gone to, just hanging out. We saw our friend Dan Wade, and
Hell yeah, Dan Wade.
we he was just a guest. Actually, he's our next guest. We're releasing after you,
perfect,
or
cool.
before you.
Very cool.
And so we went to go see Dan and stuff, and it's just like, man, I just want to be out there playing.
Yep.
It's like, it's so hard to watch. I enjoy it so much, obviously, and get so much out of all my friends. But it's like when you're there, you're like, man, I wish I was on this bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
I think we walk out of every concert being like, all right, here's the next band idea. Here's the next side project.
Yeah.
And then nothing happens.
Yeah. Although our newest one, flying, what is it called?
Flying Toilet?
Flying Toilet.
Whoa. Now,
This is
how was that born, that name?
You don't even want to know.
I don't even want to know.
You don't even want to know. Has to do with antibiotics and some phone threads.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some melons and...
Yeah. And one ex-member of TLB. That's all I could say.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Dave Tirio. He's got some interesting band names. But, yeah, I don't know. We probably have 50 band names by now, and not one of them ever been started. But, you know, we keep it going.
What's your favorite band name of the... Or is Flying Toilet take the cake?
Currently Flying Toilet.
Flying Toilet is definitely...
King of the heap.
I mean, honestly, I don't even think we could tell you what the other ones were because they're in a thread that's been going on for 3-4 years now.
Okay.
Jig Time Bassin'?
Oh, Jig Time Bassin' was a great one, yeah.
Or Bass Time Jiggin'.
I wrote a Bass Time Jiggin' too. Well, I think we went back and forth.
The Jubilee Jigglers?
Yeah, I mean, well, Jubilee Jiggers, yeah, Jigglers was another one, yeah. I don't know, you know.
There's a bunch. Flying Toilet, though. It's got
we're gonna hit.
We're gonna
something
get
to it.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely, yeah. It's got some grit.
The Grammys, the Recording Academy will be dialing up for
Oh,
Flying Toilet to
for
give him the
sure.
nomination.
I mean,
I love that.
Eric Varela ain't going to his grave until I win a Grammy for Flying Toilet.
For Flying Toilet, yeah.
Oh shit. What there's another question I wanted to ask you. It was like pretty deep, but maybe it wasn't that deep. I don't know.
Who's your favorite philosopher?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Are you? Yeah. Are you a book guy? Do you read?
I want to read more. It's something that I've always wanted to get like heavily into, and I've been casually into it and haven't read no. Once you get out of the habit of doing it, it's like anything. It's like working out.
Yeah.
I finally started exercising again. I'm like, wow, I feel great.
Oh,
but
shit.
it kicked my ass at first, and then you got to do it every day.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of like reading. When I'm out of the habit of reading, I stop reading. But once I'm into reading, I can do it every night.
Yeah.
So you gotta get over the hump where you're like you want to do it every day.
Then I'm stoked for it.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, I get to do this.
A book, hell yeah.
Yeah, I used to do that. I used to read every single night.
Yeah.
And then once you stop, it
hard to
is
get back
exactly
into it.
like working out. It's like, I should be doing this. I kind of want to do this, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
You
gotta
know,
get back
I
into it.
wouldn't recommend eating sardines in bed and reading.
Oh, I that might be my new thing. Sardines might lead me back into.
This guy calls me. He's like, I'm eating sardines in bed. Well, it wasn't really sardines. It was some.
Well,
kind of
one day it was shrimp.
Yeah.
You're
Who's
like,
this?
"What?" Me.
This guy. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mike Rotondo.
He called me.
Okay.
He says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm eating shrimp in bed." And I was.
And the vision that I had, I don't know why my mind went to him naked in bed.
I kind
eating shrimp.
of had that for whatever reason.
like
Before you
wearing
said, I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, wearing red high heels, naked, like eating shrimp, feeding himself shrimp like he's some kind of goddess or something. I don't know why my brain goes
King
there.
of the shrimp.
Yeah.
But then the other day he's like, he's eating some other weird canned fish thing or whatever, and it's not weird. They're all delicious. I've had a lot of them.
Herring,
Okay.
I think it was herring in a
Canned herring?
mango pepper sauce.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, dude, I can't do that anymore. He's like, I accidentally I don't know. What did you say?
Oh yeah, that was the mackerel. I opened up a tin of mackerel in bed and it exploded oil all over.
Okay.
See, that would have got all over your book. That's why you can't do both.
Yeah. And my nightstand still is very stinky from the mackerel.
You'll never get that out.
Well, he even said that it dripped down into the drawer. So now we're talking
Gotta
about...
throw the whole thing away.
You're going to have to
Get a new
sand
nightstand.
down.
You know where you can get that nightstand? You
Oh,
can probably
the
get it
dump.
at the dump,
At
right
the
here.
dump, yeah. That's our new sponsor of To The Bottom.
America's #1 furniture outlet.
To The Bottom, sponsored by The Dump.
Have you spilled mackerel juice in your nightstand lately?
You're not even catching what I'm saying, are
What are you saying?
What'd you say?
To The Bottom, sponsored by The Dump.
Oh,
Ah.
Yeah.
Brought
The
to-
Bottom, Dump.
brought to you by the dump.
Yeah.
Straight
all right,
from the bottom.
whatever.
All
Way over your head.
5 cars
I
here.
get-
One of them's my car.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're closed.
Yeah, I think they shoot porn inside there, to be honest with you. But I'm not really sure.
Can't confirm.
No.
You heard it here first. Let
Right.
the rumors fly.
There goes our sponsorship.
I know. I want to know more. We've already touched a little bit on it, but I want to quickly touch on so your songs. Like, where is this fucking inspiration? Are you watching movies? Are you pulling from I know you say some of it's personal, some of it's whatever. But like, are you trying to get something out of you, and does it come easily to you, or is it like, do you really have to work at it?
A lot of the time, it just kind of flows out. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm not doing anything. It's not coming from like like you said, like watching a movie or a show or reading a book. I'm at a guitar and like kind of a riff will just start flowing out, and like everything will avalanche after that. It's like a waterfall of and so a lot of Hello Anxiety, a lot of the songs on that album were like a half an hour. Pretty much the demo that was that skeleton in like a half hour became the song. The words were what they came out the right way the first time, and other ones not so much. Revise
Could you imagine it being that fucking easy?
I can imagine a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
But some other songs I revised for a year or two.
Sure,
that's too much. So maybe somewhere in the middle.
Do you get on yourself at all, or are you the type of guy that's writing a song you're gonna really like rethink it over and over and over, or are you just gonna let it go?
Depends on the song. A lot of times, just let it go. I'm like, if it's good, it's good. If
and what is
if
good?
It ain't broke, like what is good?
What is good to you?
It's like I just kind of trust your gut type of thing.
Yeah, you love it.
Yeah, I loved it immediately. Everything just like. It was I said what I wanted to say, and I said it right the first time, and fucking with it would ruin it.
Yeah.
And other times it's just revising to the point where it doesn't even ever see the light of day.
How much are you writing, and how much ends up on the cutting room floor? Is it pretty much what you've released is...
No, there's more. There's more for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm digging through old demos now for the Patreon to just kind of see like what kind of cool shit we can share on there and what we want to use for if we put out like a... we have a whole... second album written and it's ready to go. It's in like the demo form, but and that one, it was just kind of the songs were what they were, but then like I was going through the kind of like in between albums songs. There's a lot of songs, and that's a good problem to have, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think I just try to write as much as possible, and then because you're not going to write a good song if you only write one song every several months. You got to write a lot of shitty songs, and then eventually some good songs come out of that, right? So you got to force it a little bit, and then you break through,
right?
And then the good ones start flowing.
Yeah, like we had Higginson on the show a few months back, and yet to be released, and he just wrote this brand new Million Miler record, and it's fucking amazing. And the thing is, he like wrote that shit in like a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe in the span or something. But like, to me, I mean, I'd be biased, I guess, or whatever, but like I'm in a band with the guy, and like the record is pretty fresh. It's pretty something. It's something completely new. And like I found it fucking ridiculous that he wrote the whole thing on guitar, basically a lot of it, in like a couple weeks. And then like just threw that shit, and then he spent like a month recording it and put it out.
Badass.
Yeah, I mean, for me to fucking do that again, like I wrote my first record in 1 week, and I think we recorded it, whatever, I don't know, maybe it took us a couple.
You just need to have the drive and the inspiration, and then just let it flow.
Yeah, and eat canned fish in your bed.
And shrimp.
That's the secret.
Yeah, in high heels.
I don't know where the high heels is coming from. The beautiful goddess, I don't know. I like it, but I don't know where it's coming from. That's all I'm saying.
It's deep in there.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, Costco, they have this shrimp platter that's like fresh, ready to go. You don't
big
have to
old
thaw
fucking shrimp too.
Yeah, giant.
Really getting your money's worth.
Yeah.
Go to Jewel, you get your melons. You stop off at Costco on the way back.
You can see Mike at Costco performing on Fridays, and you can see me at Jewel on Thursdays.
Where am I going to perform? Where do I go?
You're at like a fucking Barnes and Nobles where I'm.
Barnes and Noble?
Yeah,
it's got to be a grocery store. Well, not food at Barnes and Noble, or do they? They have like a cafe.
They have a little cafe.
Okay,
and there's a few of them left, and I think you could save them and bring them back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Mariano's.
Yeah. We've been trying to do not that this podcast is about us, but I thought it was a nice little segue really quick.
I was gonna keep talking about grocery stores. So.
Yeah. Well,
what's your favorite grocery store, by the way?
Well, Cubs is gone, right?
Yeah,
Cubs is gone.
Cubs is fucking disco. Dominic's? Is Dominic's gone?
No, that's gone.
That's gone.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
long.
What year am I living in?
I don't know. I'm surprised you even
You're back in '98.
surprised you even know Dominic.
I was at Cubs last night. I don't know what you guys are talking
Oh,
about.
shit.
In my brain, I had a dream I was at Cubs. It was a simpler time.
I miss
Whole Foods. That's one.
Whole
Dude.
Foods. Yeah.
So imagine yourself.
Not that I can't afford Whole Foods.
Yeah, I know, no shit. Broke ass musicians. So I'm gonna set the scene, okay?
Okay.
Imagine you're performing at Barnes and Noble.
Take me there,
okay?
yeah. Okay.
It's like an open mic night, and you bring your guitar in. There's
Right.
probably like 5 other people that have signed up on the little piece of paper. And it's your turn, so you get up there, and you're like nervous because, there's only like 5 people watching. And then it's really quiet in there, and you get geared up, and you start singing your first song.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you hear... And you turn around, there's some dude's bare ass in the window, mooning you. What do?
I mean, there are so many things you could do. But I think the right answer is just keep playing the show.
Wow, that's
Maybe give him a little head nod.
That's-
If we like make lock eyes, give him a little like respect. Like
Yeah.
that took guts.
That's exactly what they did when I did that
Did that?
5-6 times.
Is this a personal?
This happened a few years back.
Many years back.
Many years back.
I was gonna say
yeah.
this seems like it has to be a true
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
It's too fucked up to not
And
be
every
real.
Wednesday night they had open mic night at this certain Barnes and Nobles. I don't want to give it all away, so I don't go to jail for
Yeah, I think there's a statute of limitations.
Yeah, I
that's
think after so
passed.
many years. Yeah, but I thought it would be funny that every Wednesday night I would go and bang on the window and bare ass the window.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh,
then-
you did this.
Yeah, and there was
Okay.
a stoplight right there going into one of my favorite malls, so I was able to get back in the car immediately
I
and
thought you'd
get
be-
the fuck out of there. No. I was all about mooning people, I guess. Apparently at this
What year was this?
quite 20 years ago.
Okay.
And so, anyways, we did this for like 4 fucking Wednesdays in a row where all my friends thought it was super funny, And then on the 5th one, we go to do it, and the cops are sitting up in the parking lot, like,
Oh, because they've established a pattern.
doing a sting thing.
Yeah, they know you're. It's. You
Yeah.
said Wednesday.
Yeah,
It's
and
Wednesday night.
Thank God, like somebody caught that. Otherwise, I probably would have been, who knows where I'd be, but definitely. Okay,
Yeah.
I just wanted to know, how you'd feel about that. So
I mean,
So at your next show, expect Eric.
I'm
to be
kind of
there
feeling bad about it.
bare-assed while you're on stage.
there's got to be a window though.
Yeah.
If there's no window, then the whole thing's blown.
We'll cut this out of your interview. I was just curious.
No, it's fine. It's as good a question as all the others. I feel really good about it.
All right.
It's the best I felt in years, quite frankly.
He's gonna show up with a piece of plexiglass
Okay.
that he's gonna hold.
Yeah, you bring it from home.
Yeah. there
Bring
you
his
go.
own window and then
There you go.
put his ass on it.
Jeez.
So if anybody at home listening wants to see this, make sure you come to the next Burning Light show because this is happening.
This is happening. Yeah.
It'll be a good one.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
I won't.
Maybe every show after
Yeah.
could be
Start
like
a trend, right?
Yeah.
It's the new get up.
You gotta get like a brand in the windows, like the TLB, like spray paint the logo on there.
Right.
So then you're like turning a profit on these windows. You can sell the windows.
turn
on,
it into a TikTok channel. It'll be
yeah,
a trend.
Our
People
new
love
business-
that shit.
Our new
Yeah.
business manager over here, this guy.
Yeah.
Do you have your eyes on any guitars?
Currently,
Yeah, that you just like were ready to pull the trigger, but you haven't.
I'd really like a jazz master at some point. I just think that'd be so fucking cool. I think it'd be really cool to visually, tone wise.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool.
I haven't seen you with a new guitar. That's why I'm asking. I figured it's about time.
I think that'd be cool for album 2 for
Right
a
on.
new era.
I'll tell you what you do. We just saw this. I just sent a link to Eric. Fender Japan
Okay.
is making, not for export, only for the domestic Japanese market,
Okay.
they're calling it the Star Master. It's
shit.
Jazz Master with a Starcaster headstock. I don't know if you know what those
Yeah.
look like.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Matching finish. Fucking beautiful. So fly to Tokyo.
Okay.
Get one of those. Get another one for me.
You get
Eric-
one for me for sure.
Eric,
Back
I want
with the whole
blue one.
stack.
Yeah, I want the blue
Yeah.
one.
That's
They're
awesome.
awesome looking. But anyway,
That's sick. Starcasters are kind of cool.
yeah. He
Yeah,
just
I'll
bought
show it
one.
to you. I just bought one.
Wow.
Yeah, we got a few guitars in here. I also have a Jazz
yeah.
Master in here.
Yeah, I see the Fender amp, the
Yeah,
pedals,
yeah.
ready to rock.
We don't screw around.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, your band members, where do they live?
In and around Chicagoland. Luke's in the city, and Gary's out more in the suburbs.
Okay.
But so, it's easy to, at least for right now, knock on wood, easy to get together to rehearse.
Yeah, practice at your house, I'm
stay
assuming?
tight. Yeah.
Okay.
And we stay tight. You gotta, I try to do it everybody's got busy schedules, but we try to do it as often as possible, stay tight, even though, we got like, between the full length and probably like 14 songs out, and we have a bunch more that are unreleased, but playing those songs over and over and over and over. And,
sure.
And it's the reason we've gotten really tight, because we just play them constantly.
Yeah.
So we're ready to go at a moment's notice now.
Yeah, I wish I would have caught that Tivoli show. I would have actually preferred to see you, like, Under the Weather playing that song.
All those shows where I'm sick always go better. I don't know what that is. But I was like flying vocally. I was just like, this is the best I've ever sang.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. There's no rhyme or reason.
My buddy Sarong, Sarong, frickin', he was playing, I forget what it was, at Bottom Lounge, I think it was, or whatever. And it was the first time I saw his new band, Temple of Dome.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I was like, who's this dude singing? And I turned around, and I didn't even know it was Sarong. And I'm like, holy shit, Sarong. And so he gets off stage. I'm like, dude, you've been taking vocal lessons? What's going on? Because like you're singing in a different range. You're all over this place. Like, I've never heard you sing like this before. He's like, no, dude. He's like, yeah, I kind of been taking a few lessons here and there, or whatever, on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
But he's like, right now I got laryngitis. He's like, I could barely even talk.
The singing.
Yeah, and
just,
he was like the best I've ever heard him in like 20 years. It was unbelievable. So yeah, I don't know. There's something about like pushing yourself to that window when you get there, and you're like, oh, this is gonna go bad. But for some reason, it's like one of your best shows ever.
I was pretty under the weather on that show you were talking about, the virtual on the Bunker.
Yeah.
I was pretty sick going into that, and then I think it was that same week I had like a 2-hour acoustic set at this thing at this record store. I was like, oh no, because I couldn't talk, and like the Bunker and that again, like two of the better vocal performances for sure.
Jeez,
doesn't really make sense.
Maybe you could back me up on this, but Higgy, we were at South by Southwest a few years back, maybe even 10 years ago, and he got really ill and lost his voice, and we had this Grammy party thing that they were doing at South by Southwest that they had to perform at, playing with these, and we went out and got him throat coat and whatever else, and he just stayed quiet all day. But dude, like, he could not talk. He got up and sang the fucking set. Like, it was like, it wasn't the best, but I mean, like, you wouldn't even have known he couldn't talk.
It's great.
Yeah, I don't know how many times have you seen him do that before?
Yeah, it's happened. Actually, here's a funny story. In the studio recording All That We Needed, is that what that was on? It's time to record Hey There Delilah. I think maybe he does a take or two or whatever, and it's like, yeah, it's okay. And then our producer, Ariel Rekshad, was like, all right, well, here's what I want you to do. Go to sleep. Have a few drinks, hang out, whatever, go to sleep.
Yeah.
First thing in the morning, I'm going to wake you up. You're going to go to the vocal booth. You're going to sing the song. Does that, and literally one take, I think that's what you hear on the album. And he's like fucking full, like, morning voice, like, can kind of barely talk. He just woke up, whatever. And just something about that. It's like you have to try a little harder, or some kind of magic comes out.
That's cool. That's a really cool story.
Very,
I love
very
that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, start sleeping in dumpsters. Go
eat shrimp all night.
Yeah,
get the high heels out. That surprised me. That came out of nowhere.
I'm just thinking
that was even more surprising than the other thing.
Yeah, with quickest way to get sick. I don't know. We'll cut that out.
We're gonna cut that one.
So my favorite. There's a podcast I've listened to a lot because I love the TV show It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah.
They have an Always Sunny podcast that I think they've stopped doing, unfortunately. But I haven't finished it yet. But I listened to like the first 40 episodes. So fucking funny. It's as funny or funnier than the show.
Yeah, it's got to be funny.
They would say something just outrageous, like would pale in compare. Like, I was like, the most shocking shit you've ever heard. They're like, we'll cut that later. Cut that. And they would leave it all in every time. And then they sold Cut That t-shirts, which is like cut that. Oh, and I bought one, and it's one of my prized possessions now. Cut That. I should have wore it today. Fuck.
I've never even fucking heard of that before. That's awesome.
Cut that.
Well, I think that's the fun part of the podcast. Is like, yeah, I mean, like everyone's trying to be so serious and have these crazy promo videos and stuff. It's like, fuck it, just have fun. You know what I mean?
Everything's become very serious. Yeah,
right.
And we, you know, like at least with our songs, like a lot of the lyrics, they are pretty serious, and it's pretty sad stuff. Like it's upbeat, but it's sad. So, like, why not have fun the rest of the time?
No shit.
Why not just like stop taking yourself so seriously and just have a ball, have a blast?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree 100%. Are you currently holding down a job while you're performing, making music?
Trying to do all music. It's obviously not possible. But I've been doing a lot of different just odds and ends music work and odds and ends jobs and just like a lot of different stuff over many years. That screening job, a sales thing at a guitar shop for a while that also like did lessons like sales, and another sales thing, and then the hospital thing, and then just some lessons here and there, some studio work here and there, some solo gigs here and there, and a little bit of everything.
Yeah, you're doing a lot more than I thought you were doing.
Yeah, just
I thought you were just sitting watching the Blackhawks in your underwear and some high heels.
That's next. That's up next on the agenda.
We could bring you over shrimp if you want. It's part of the podcast.
I would be down.
Yeah.
I think there's a Costco right over there. I mean, somewhere close to
over
here.
there.
Somewhere. There is a Costco.
22nd?
Yeah, it's 22nd. We got to go a little bit further down the road.
Yeah.
But you know, I try to do a lot of different things just to keep you know, financially keep sustainable, like dependent, keep everything going. And
between the three of us, how do we all feel? Do we think we'll be able to, there'll be a time where we could actually make a living from like a good living, you know, making music?
Maybe.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It is possible. People are doing
it. I'm doing it.
Yeah. I just curious. I want to know how we all feel about that.
We do okay. You know, like we're not like playing every single night. I'm trying to be, but we're doing okay with the Patreon stuff. We're doing okay with the streams and downloads, and we're moving a decent amount of merch.
Yeah,
we're getting paid pretty well for some of these shows. So it's still not enough to live.
Yeah,
but I'm grateful for the success we do have in every regard. You know, we have people showing up and getting so stoked about these songs, and it means a lot.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's really not about the money. I've had a lot of people asking questions about that lately, including me. Number one,
it keeps getting tougher.
I'm just wondering if I still believe.
Yeah,
you know.
Well,
what I mean?
know, the good news is lots of people are out there working, 9-to-5 jobs and not making enough to live. So
right, exactly.
Everyone's in the same boat.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's good news. I kind of framed that the wrong way.
Yeah.
At the point that I'm,
Yeah, no, right.
Yeah,
a lot of people are struggling. The gap is widening.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where things go over the next couple of years, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Where can we find all of your music? Obviously Spotify. Is there any special ways that you would request that we'd like to find your music?
Well, Bandcamp is always cool, just because a little more, artist friendly with the kind of pay what you want model, and the high quality downloads and full artwork and all that stuff. The really good masters and all that. So Bandcamp is great. Spotify and Apple Music run all that stuff.
Is there music videos available?
Not too much. Yeah, we got that show from the Bunker up on YouTube on their page, just a whole live performance. But we're hoping to get a lot more going this year when we start getting that new music in order. Yeah, and
obviously the best way to support your music is through Patreon, probably right now.
Patreon is very helpful. We got cool stuff on there. I'm digging through the archives, just like some unreleased videos that we had lying around that are like a little too dated now to just like a few years old, and different members in the lineup in those, but some cool stuff we're putting out exclusively on there, and digging up some demos of some of the songs that are out now, the early versions and stuff, and that's
under the Burning Lights, right? It's not under your name.
No, it's under the Burning Lights. And we try to we have like guest list offers on there and just like cool perks for being a member monthly.
Oh shit.
Patreon's good, Bandcamp, and then we have all the Instagram, Facebook. We're not on TikTok right now.
Is there a reason for that, or
I don't really. I know we have to do social media.
Yeah.
But I hate it.
You don't have to. You can be punk rock.
I hate it. I fucking hate social media. We want to connect with people, but we want to connect with people in like a more real way.
Yeah.
Like an organic and like everything's becoming. We thought it was really cool, like Instagram at first with like photography and just it was like an art kind of.
Man, I miss
platform.
old Instagram so much.
Now it's all reels and very clickbait kind of culture. And it just gives me a headache. And I'm like, if the Burning Lights were on TikTok, I don't know if that would be cool. Kind of feel like it wouldn't be.
I don't know. It could be the secret. Could be the secret sauce.
Maybe we might have to think about it.
And you dip those shrimp in.
We got to go to Costco right after.
We're gonna now. I kind of want shrimp. It's kind of all I can think about.
Yeah, we're going.
Dude, they're like that big.
You know, it'd be even better if you wrap those suckers with bacon.
Ooh,
what are you talking?
And some dates.
Bacon on everything. Dates.
Bacon wrapped dates.
See, but now you're talking about doing work. You know, when you can just take them right out of the package and start eating.
And like Spam, Durango, whatever. What are those Spam things you make?
Durango? Yeah. You talking about Masubi?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's not work?
No, that's work, but it's
damn
well
good
worth,
work.
yeah.
It's good work.
Yeah. Jeez. You're the only guy who could take Spam and turn it into a fucking...
No, lots of people do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a thing.
So what are you trying to say? You're not the pioneer?
Hell no.
What do you do with Spam?
You ever...
I know it's Spam. I've never had Spam, but I'm aware of Spam.
Oh, okay. There's this thing, it's a Hawaiian creation called Masubi.
Okay.
It's like kind of like
Kastubi?
People look at it and like, oh, it's sushi with Spam. That's kind of the idea, sort of. But it's like on, it's a little kind of block of rice and Spam and seaweed wrapped around.
Okay.
Teriyaki.
Kastubi Masubi.
Yeah.
I like it.
Sure.
Is it good?
It's awesome.
Okay.
And we don't go to Hawaii that often. I wanted Masubi, so I looked up a recipe, made it at home, and
Hell yeah.
Any parting words there, Steve?
Just stay inspired through all the kind of bullshit and all the darkness and all the internal and external stuff going on inside you and in the world. Just stay inspired. Keep paying attention to really cool art and keep writing and keep making tunes if you're a songwriter.
Yeah, support people's music for sure.
Yeah.
And art.
And just don't be a dick.
Yeah, and watch out.
Yeah.
Watch out when you're eating canned fish in bed. Don't drop it.
Don't spill.
Yeah.
Don't spill.
And
That's great advice.
listen to The Burning Lights.
All right.
TheBurningLights.com.
There you
Steve,
go.
thank you so much.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me.
You fuck yeah.
Appreciate it.
Here we go to Costco.
Badass.
Do it.
See you there.